For over 10 years, the Achaeans and Trojans fought a brutal war sparked by betrayal, pride, and honor. Behind the towering walls of Troy, no one could have predicted that the city's fall wouldn't come from strength, but from deception. The Trojan horse, which was one of the most famous tricks in history, changed the course of war and sealed Troy's fate. Although the Trojan War is rooted in Greek mythology, historical events, ancient texts, and archaeological findings suggest that it may be based on real events that were later changed to explain the values, beliefs, and conflicts of ancient Greek society. The fall of Troy reformed ancient societies because it was a major change and reset in ancient Greek societies. It resulted in a change of power that paved the way for new societies and ways of thinking. Troy was a beautiful city with a high reputation. The streets were bustling with trades and sales. The city was known for its wealth, rituals, and festivals. It had strong leadership and was a key location at the time. The wealth was noticeable as the city was filled with gold, bronze, silver, and other fine luxuries. The people were known for their craftsmanship and intelligence. Troy was a royal city that was perfect for families. The city was firmly protected by the wall of Troy, or so the Trojans thought. In around 1194 BCE, Paris, the Trojan prince, visited Sparta. While there, his eyes were drawn to Helen, the wife of Menelaus. At the time, Menelaus was the king of Sparta, which was very dangerous for Paris to dote upon Helen. While Menelaus was away, Paris was busy planning his abduction of Helen. Paris used Aphrodite's divine influence to seduce Helen into falling for him, leading her to be abducted. The news spread of Paris capturing Menelaus' wife. This sparked fury in the Achaeans, which ultimately led to the Trojan War. Agamemnon, king of Mycenae and leader of the Achaean army, gathered a fleet of men for his new army. After the army was assembled in 1200 BCE, the Achaeans sailed to Troy to begin the fight. Once the Achaeans reached Troy, they attacked the city and began a long siege. In the course of the war, many events unfolded. Paris fought Menelaus in single combat to decide Helen's fate, but Aphrodite rescued Paris and the war continued. Agamemnon takes Briseis, a Trojan woman, which angered Achilles, who refused to fight, weakening the Greek army. Troy's greatest warrior pushed the Greeks back and even reached their ships. Achilles' friend Patroclus fought wearing Achilles' armor, but was killed by Hector. Angered, Achilles rejoined the battle and turned the sides around for the Greeks. Achilles killed Hector in single combat and dragged his body around Troy. Later, Paris, with help from Apollo, killed Achilles with an arrow to his heel. The Achaeans were getting tired of fighting and wanted a way to get into Troy and demolish it. Odysseus, one of the most clever men, came up with a tactic that he knew would work. His idea was to make a fake horse, fill it with men, and then invade Troy. A skilled craftsman named Epeius got to work. He crafted the horse out of pine wood and made it large enough to hide Achaean soldiers in. The Achaeans pretended to forfeit. They burned their camp and sailed away, leaving the horse behind. They claimed that the horse was an offering to the Trojans, which was a part of their trick. Despite warnings from residents of Troy, the Trojans brought the horse into their city walls. Once the horse made it in the city, the Achaeans knew they were going to succeed. At night, the hidden Achaeans in the horse came out and opened the Trojan gate. The Achaean army flooded through the gate and attacked the city. Once they were in, they burned the city down, which killed a majority of the Trojans. The city was destroyed in around 1184 BCE. This historical event had many impacts on ancient society. Many Trojans were killed, which was a huge tragedy for their society. Some people survived, but those who did survive had a hard life after. The remaining Trojans were captured by the Achaeans and taken as slaves. The Achaean soldiers returned home safely, though some of them had a hard life after the war, one of those men being Odysseus. There were many positive and negative long-term effects. Because Troy was in ruins, it no longer existed. This was helpful to some ancient cities because it was a fall of power, which gave opportunities for other cities to obtain a higher power. On the downside, there was a huge economic collapse, which had an impact on the other cities and areas, even if they were not involved in the war. The story of the Trojan horse shows how intelligence and deception can change the course of history. After 10 long years of war, Troy did not fall through force, but through a clever trick that exploited trust and curiosity. The destruction of Troy marked the end of the Trojan War and left lasting consequences for both the victors and the defeated. Whether viewed as a myth or history, the Trojan horse and the Trojan War remains a powerful reminder that not all battles are won on the battlefield. This story is so powerful because it has some relevance to society today. It shows us that deception wins conflicts, not just physical strength. It also gives us an idea of how powers can change, which completely shifts societies, no matter what time period.